Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. We are now into winter of year 2 and it has been a very long time since I have been back. In fact, it has been a whole 2 months since I've picked this game up to record it. So maybe I'm gonna miss some things. As you can see, it's actually the 3rd day of winter, so I have played a little bit. I've played a few days just to kind of get my bearings. I needed to get a refresher about where it is that I left off in fall. I made a list of some goals that I need to or want to accomplish during the winter season, and I also did things like make a list of possible upgrades from Ganon, and I took inventory of my supplies, my money, checked in on the animals, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of back to where I was, I hope, and I'm very excited as we get into winter because there is potentially a lot that we can get done this month, even though I won't be able to harvest things like crazy like I did in fall. So if we have a look at the winter calendar, you can see that considering it's a fairly low-key month, we actually do have a lot of festivals and things going on this month. So tomorrow we have the Snow Festival, and I'm hoping it'll be a little bit more successful than last year because we do have some increased friendship with the villagers from last year. We have our Winter Harmony Day on the 14th day of winter. Assuming that we are not married at that point, we should be able to get ourselves some delicious chocolates from the girls. Seeing as how all of them now have a red heart, we should be absolutely swimming in goodies. The 19th day of winter is our birthday, so we'll be able to get some gifts from a few villagers after we attend the mining festival. And this is the only festival of the wintertime where we will actually be able to win a wonderful, potentially. And I am hoping that we can win this year because I have done a lot of mining, and I do believe I actually have a few gems stored in my cabinet already that will allow us to win. The 24th day of winter is our Starry Night Festival, which is once again a romantic type of a festival, so we'll see what our options are for who it is that we can attend that festival with. And then finally we have the New Year's Eve Festival as we would end the season and then make our way into year 3. So lots of potentially fun things coming up for the winter season. Lots of options and lots of goals for us to achieve. All throughout the fall season, I had the viewers, you guys, vote on who it is that you thought I should marry. And I ran that for quite some time, and I ended up getting some amazing results. I got a lot more votes than I thought I was going to get, which is absolutely amazing for me to see because it means that people are still interested in this. They're still interested in what I'm doing, and they're invested in this, and that's absolutely amazing to see. I got a lot more votes than I thought, and there were points when I was checking the poll where we had 2 marriage candidates that were absolutely neck and neck. They were tied for votes, and it was very nail-biting. There were some points where I really wasn't sure who was going to win. So in the end, Witch Princess is the one that won. So that is who is going to be our wife, and honestly, I'm very excited about that because I think life with Witch Princess is gonna be very exciting. I'd be very interested to see what kind of mother she makes. I'd be interested to see how she adjusts to living with me. I would be interested to know if I'm gonna wake up and, I don't know, be some sort of mythical creature or beast or something like that. And I honestly think it would be really, really cool if Witchkin came to live with us. That's not how these games work. Obviously, that's not going to be the case, but I think that that would be awesome. I have so many questions. Does Witchkin now just live in her aunt's house by herself, even though she's clearly a child? I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm very, very excited. I love doing these kinds of polls and audience participation because otherwise I would just marry the same type of person that I always marry. I'm not exactly adventurous. I'm very, very predictable. So I had a lot of fun the last time I did a poll when I played a Tree of Tranquility as well. Now that I'm in the barn, just to take a quick break from talking about that, you can see that our Jersey cow has grown up fully. This happened yesterday, and the Jersey cow can be milked every second day. So unlike our cow, who we can get milk from every single day, we do have to wait every second day to milk the Jersey cow. But in return, we're going to get Jersey milk, which sells for a lot more money. We can also make it into cheese, butter, and yogurt, and also get more money for that as well. You can see that our Suffolk sheep still has not grown up, but should be sometime soon. So we almost have 4 fully grown adult animals in our barn here, which is great. I am going to keep them in the barn for the duration of winter because putting them outside will only increase their friendship by letting them kind of graze out in the sun. But all of the grass outside has gone dormant for winter, so while they're out here they cannot eat, so I have to basically push them outside and then bring them back inside at the end of every single day, and I am just too lazy for that. I have a brush, so I'll be able to get friendship just fine by giving them a good brush with my brush that has a few yellow wonderfuls inside of it. I hired the Green Harvest Sprite team yesterday, and they are waiting for me at Gannon's to do a few upgrades. Before we can ask the lovely witch princess to marry us, we still have some hurdles in place that we need to jump over. We need to buy our blue feather, we need to upgrade our house, and once we have the larger house, we need to spend a bit of cash on the big bed. And once we've done all of those things, then we can finally ask her to marry us. So I am hoping to be married by the end of the season. That's kind of my goal. But I have lots of other upgrades that I want to get as well. And it's just becoming the start of the month, so there's not really any rush. But I guess what we can do first thing is we can buy the blue feather from Chen because it's very, very cheap. It's only $1,000, and I really like that about this game. There's already enough hoop jumping and all these mechanics that you have to watch out for and all of these different things that you have to do, but they make getting the blue feather very, very easy, which I really appreciate because there are some games where getting the blue feather really requires a lot of work. So we can buy it and we can put it in our cabinet for now. One thing I will say about the blue feather is that it's just an ordinary item, so you can actually throw it away or drop it. And if that happens, absolutely do not panic. You can come back to Chen and purchase another blue feather from him. It's not like you've dropped it and you've lost it and now you're never going to get married and you're doomed. I will actually probably showcase a few little things with the blue feather. You can show the blue feather to villagers and get their reactions, and sometimes their reactions are actually quite funny. So when I have a bit of time and I'm not really doing anything, it's kind of a slow day, maybe I can show that off a little bit before I actually give it away. And I'm buttering up Mirabelle with some gifts because she's not quite at 7 hearts yet, and I would like her to be by my birthday because I would like to get a silky egg from her, which would allow me to use an incubator to hatch a new breed of chicken and kind of get a little bit of a head start, because we will most likely not unlock that breed of chicken until spring of our following year, if we happen to win the chicken festival. So I am still going around and socializing and talking to some villagers. Obviously Chelsea, even if I do, and when I do, marry Witch Princess, I will probably still be keeping another alternate save state to finish recording the rest of Chelsea's events, Elise's events, and getting any seasonal date events that I haven't gotten, and so on and so forth. So I do need to keep giving her gifts so that I can wrap all of that stuff up. Same with Regis. He usually gives some pretty decent birthday presents. He usually gives some pretty rare gems and ores. When I was playing on my own on the cartridge, I used his birthday gifts to always win the mining festival, which, I mean, I guess that's cheating, but it worked for me, and if it works, it works. Fortunately this time, because I have save states, I can utilize that to have more success with mining. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't think that winning the mining competition this year will be very difficult for me, because I've been able to get down so far and find gems that actually are of a decent quality. Of course, it's snowing today, so everybody is kind of inside their house. I've been making an effort to pick up any of the stones that I find lying around, any of the branches, and then what I'll do is I'll scatter them in my field and then take the time to break them down or chop them to make more material. Winter is a fantastic time to do that because you have no weeds on your farm, and you can pretty much just go nuts and put them wherever it is that you want, and you don't have to worry about your field becoming too clogged up, because of course you also do not have crops to grow. So I'm gonna give these guys a gift while I'm here. Oh, I was gonna give them material stone, but I don't have any, so let's give them some lumber just to keep them happy. And then let's talk to Ganon about enchantment. So I have the Harvest Sprites doing a medium enchantment to decrease the amount of materials that I need to use in order to upgrade. You can see that I have a total of 443 pieces of lumber in my material shed. The house costs 400 lumber without an enchantment. The incubator costs 200 lumber without an enchantment. The barn is 500. And then we also have the maker shed, which is a whopping 1,000 without the enchantment. So we have some options. Obviously, I think that the house is probably our main concern, our biggest thing that we want to put into our house. And besides an incubator, I think it's probably the only thing that we can actually make use of the Harvest Sprite's enchantment for. So it's decreased the cost of lumber by 80. You can see that it's now gone down to 320 pieces rather than 400. And rather than pay $35,000, we can pay $10,000 to upgrade the size of our house. And if we wanted to look into getting an incubator, you can see that the price has been decreased by 500. And if we want to get an incubator, you can see that the cost of lumber has been decreased by 40 pieces, and it's significantly cheaper for us to try and put that in ourselves rather than use Ganon's materials. So let's go on ahead and get our house upgraded first, because I do think that that is a big priority for us. And it'll be great because I do plan on doing a video tomorrow for our snow festival, so we will be able to see the fully upgraded house tomorrow. I don't know how Ganon does it, because he's gonna spend all night in the snow building my house, and then tomorrow he's gonna be hosting the snow festival. Amazing. I don't know how he does it. Anyways. Obviously, I haven't really done much this month because it is winter. There is significantly less to do. I am still going around and giving some things to the animals on Wild Animal Island, and I kind of try to alternate. I will get the ducks to go collecting for me one day, and then I will give the monkeys their food the next day. This is a pretty good load right here. We got ourselves 3 medium fish, which is pretty cool because medium fish can actually be used in some recipes at home, and they're worth more money if we want to ship them. So because I got the ducks to help me yesterday, I will put out some monkey food. I am still trying to increase the friendship of the Harvest Goddess and also of Elisa, so I can continue to see their events, of course. Hello, future wife. Man, this just seems so... Her house is so cool. I would hate... I almost hate for her to move in with me, because my house is lame compared to hers. Like, this is so cool. Each person, when you marry them, they do have their own schedule, and some of them do return to the old house that they used to live in, or they still go out and about. It's not like they just sit in your house all day and never move. So I would imagine that when we marry Witch Princess, we will see her go back to her house. I hope she does, because it would be kind of a shame to leave that really cool house just sitting there empty. Plus, I would be worried about Witchkin completely just destroying all of my stuff if I was her. Alright, so it is still early in the day, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have a lot of days like this where there's just not a lot going on, there isn't a lot to do. I could go mining with the rest of my day if I really wanted to, but I am gonna drain my stamina pretty quickly by mining out in the snow. I can cook some food, that is another goal. That is something else I need to do, is continue to cook so that my cooking level increases and I can cook better dishes for myself. but it's also time consuming if I want to actually get down into the mine to a low enough level to make a decent profit. And that means more time playing off screen and not a lot of time recording. Because the grounds are looking pretty empty. I've picked up what boulders and branches there were over the last few days already, and I've kind of brought them back to my farm. The other option I have is to fish. Yay! Because I love fishing. Everybody knows how much I love it and how much it is my absolute favorite activity in the world, of course. So yeah, you can see that the field right now is pretty empty. It's so nice not to see all of these weeds. A couple of other things I can do this season is I can put some yellow wonderfuls into my hammer, and I can take care of some of these really, really big boulders that are in my way. It'll kind of clear out some space for the animals come spring. I can probably make the chickens enclosure a little bit larger. This is pretty small, especially when I'm trying to fit 4 chickens in here at once. So I am going to keep myself busy. It'll probably just be a little bit slower than it has been in previous seasons, especially fall. I mean, fall went by so quickly because I was planting and harvesting like an absolute madman. And if we have a look at our assets, we are in a really good place. I've got a decent amount of food for all of my animals. I do have lots of money. I could probably buy some upgrades from Ganon and just pay out of pocket after the sprite's enchantment period is up. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm a few pieces of lumber shy of that 160 lumber incubator, which is a shame, because it would have been nice to have Ganon finish the house today and then pay and get the incubator done tomorrow. But we are in a good spot. I really have no complaints. I still have lots of options, and like I said, it's a little weird to try and jump right back into this game and kind of remember where I was, but luckily winter is a little slower and I have a lot of time to plan and to think about what it is that I'm going to do. So I will be back tomorrow on winter day 4. We will be able to see our big upgraded house, and we can go and attend the snow festival, which should be a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody who voted in the Bachelorette poll. I really appreciate it. It was awesome to see the results of that. I'm really happy that people are still interested in this project. Thank you so much for your support, and we will continue on in winter year 2 shortly. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.